All right, let's talk about the creature that's probably lying on your floor right now, your dog. But we're going to look at our best friend through a pretty strange and powerful new lens. This is a completely different way of thinking about our relationship with them.
You know this feeling, right? Every dog owner lives with this paradox. One minute, they're this loving, goofy companion curled up on the couch. The next, you see a flicker of something wild. And you remember, oh yeah, this animal shares 99.9% of its DNA with a wolf. So which one is it? How can one creature be both? That's the mystery we're going to try and solve today.
And this visual just lays it all out perfectly. You've got these two beings living in one body. On one side, you have the wolf, that ancient, independent predator. And on the other, the pet, our companion, shaped and sculpted by thousands of years of human needs and wants. It's a fascinating conflict, and it's happening inside your dog all the time. So let's dive into that. Section 1. A predator in the parlor. We're talking about the mystery of how one thing can be so many different things all at once.
Okay, get this. Every single dog, no matter the breed, is part of the same species. Canis, Lupus, Familiaris. They can all technically interbreed, and yet this one species has the biggest size difference of any mammal on the planet. How is that possible? It's not just a biological question, it's almost a philosophical one.
I mean, just look at this chart. It really shows you how completely absurd the range is. A tiny 6-pound Chihuahua and a massive 175 pounds Great Dane. Fundamentally, they're the same animal. So what is going on here? To figure that out, we're going to need a new map.
And that brings us to Section 2, the Great Feedback Loop. This is where we start to uncover this incredible idea of a dog that, in a way, created itself.
And here is our map. It's called the Canine Ouroboros, named after that ancient symbol of a snake eating its own tail, right? The symbol for an eternal cycle. And that's what this is, a 30,000-year-old feedback loop where dogs are shaping humans and humans are shaping dogs over and over in a cycle that's still going.
Now here's the crucial part. This idea completely flips the old story we tell ourselves. You know, the one about brave cavemen stealing wolf pups from a den to tame them? The modern science suggests something way more interesting. It wasn't about us dominating them. It was a story of self-domestication.
So how did that loop work? Well, it started with a spark. The bravest, least fearful wolves started creeping closer to human camps to scavenge for food. That created a ripple. Suddenly, being tame was a huge survival advantage. It got you access to a ton of calories. And then, the return. Humans started to tolerate these less scary wolves hanging around, and boom, the loop closes, and over thousands of years, you get a whole new species.
Okay, so this feedback loop didn't just change the dog's body. It went way deeper. It remixed the wolf's mind. The best way to think about it is like they're running ancient software on constantly changing modern hardware.
This quote just nails it. The dog is a wolf that is constantly becoming something else. See, your dog isn't a finished product. It's a creature caught in this permanent state of transformation, with its ancient instincts always being remixed into something new.
So, what is that ancient software we're talking about? It's this, the predatory sequence. It's a set of hardwired actions like a computer program. First, orient towards the prey. Then, eye it, stalk it, chase it, grab it with a bite, and finally, the kill bite. This is baked into every wolf, and deep down, every dog.
And this right here is the absolute key to understanding your dog. Domestication didn't delete that software. You can't. Instead, it acted like a music producer. It took that sequence, chopped it up, and started remixing it, turning up the volume on some parts and turning it way down on others.
For example, think about a border collie. It's a master remix. Humans basically cranked the volume to 11 on eye and stalk, but turned the volume for bite almost all the way down to 0. What do you get? A dog that can control an entire flock of sheep with just an intense, intimidating stare. It's a fragment of the hunt, repurposed.
A golden retriever? It's just a different remix of the same track. We cranked up chase and grab, but we suppressed the kill bite into what we call a soft mouth. Every single dog breed is just a unique version of this same ancient software, remixed for a purpose. But, you know, the differences go even deeper.
You and your dog, you're not even living in the same reality. Seriously. Scientists call this the Umwelt gap. While we humans live in a world defined by what we see, dogs live inside an olfactory cosmos, The universe built out of smell that is basically impossible for us to even imagine.
Let's try to put that into perspective with some numbers. We have about 6 million scent receptors in our noses. A dog, they can have up to 300 million. The difference is just staggering. For them, it's less like smelling and more like a form of seeing. And what they can see is mind-blowing.
Get ready for this one. They don't just smell things, they smell time. Let that sink in for a second. With their nose, they can smell the past, in scents that are hours or even days old, and they can smell the future, in scents carried towards them on the wind. So when your dog is sniffing a fire hydrant for like forever, they're not just smelling a tree. They're reading a rich, detailed story of everyone who's been there and when. It's like time travel.
So, what does all this add up to? The coevolution, the remixed minds, the completely different sensory worlds, it all leads to our final section, the singular bond. This is where two totally different species have basically become one single system.
And I want to be clear, this isn't just some poetic, sentimental idea. This is real. It's physiological. After 30,000 years together in this feedback loop, our biology and their biology have become deeply, measurably tangled up with each other.
Here's the proof. Check this out. First, when you and your dog just look into each other's eyes, both of your brains release oxytocin, the love hormone. That's a chemical loop scientists used to think was exclusive to mothers and their babies. Second, when you're just chilling together, your heart rates can actually synchronize. And finally, and this one is my favorite, dogs are the only animal on Earth that looks to the human eye for clues and information. Not even their closest relative, the wolf, does.
Which brings us to the ultimate idea of this whole framework. It's called the radiant chomp. That's the moment the serpent finally bites its own tail. It's the big realization. In the process of shaping the dog to fit our lives, to live in our homes, we accidentally domesticated ourselves. We became more settled, more cooperative, maybe even more human.
So that leaves us with one last big question to think about. When you look at all the profound ways they've reshaped our societies, our brains, our very hearts, after 30,000 years of this, who really domesticated whom?